What is this all about? Is it a fact that in the evolutionary process of life upon this planet, we as human beings, we are on top of the pile of all the creatures. We are supposed to be the peak. Maybe there's something more to be done, but right now we are on the top. But is it also true that whenever human beings utter the word human, they're always talking in terms of, oh, I'm only human. The word human is always related to the limitations of being human. Very few people ever have used this word, I'm human, referring to the immensity of being human. Always the limitations of being human. So, somewhere we miss the fundamental point. The point is this: is it true that every other creature on this planet, a worm, an insect, a bird, an animal, they're conducting their life process quite well. They're simply doing it. Different various processes of life and death, they're doing it without fuss. We are doing everything with great fuss. Is this a sign of highest level of intelligence, I'm asking? We are supposed to be the most intelligent, and there is no question that we have the most evolved neurological process on the planet. Yes? We have the most evolved neurological system that we must be able to sense and feel and experience and perceive, understand and express things in the highest possible way. But no other creature on the planet is struggling like the human creature right now. This is simply because you have been given a super computer. Do you agree with me that this is the most sophisticated gadget on the planet? Not the iPhone, the I. But now the question is, have you read the user's manual? That's all. People have not read the user's manual for the most complex machine on the planet and somehow blundering through, somehow trying to use it. Everything is a problem. Tell me one thing that human beings are not suffering. If they're poor, they suffer their poverty. You make them rich, they suffer the taxes. If they're not educated, they suffer that. Put them to school, lot of suffering. Not married, they suffer that. Get them married. I didn't say anything. I didn't say a thing, okay? No children, some people suffer that. Children, daily suffering. So you seem to be suffering every aspect of life. So if you offer death, will you go joyfully? No, you will suffer that. So tell me one thing that we are not suffering. Now people weave philosophies, life is suffering. No, life is not suffering. It's simply there, it's a phenomena. If you ride it, it feels fantastic. If you're crushed by it, it feels terrible. So are you riding the wave of life or are you being crushed by it? That's all the question is. So for this to happen, what is it that human beings are suffering? When was the last time somebody poked you with a dagger? So I'm asking you, how much suffering for any individual is actually coming from outside? Minuscule, isn't it? The rest is all on self-help. If they sit, they will suffer, if they stand, they will suffer, if something happens, they suffer, if nothing happens, they suffer. So what they're suffering is their own psychological process. One's own thought and emotion has become such a huge suffering. How you think and feel. How you think and feel, should it not be determined by you? What happens within you? Should it not happen the way you want it? Is it true, I'm asking you once again, is it true both pain and pleasure originates from within you? There may be a stimulus from outside, but all human experience comes from within you, isn't it? What's coming from within you must happen your way, otherwise you're just an out-of-control situation. So, my entire work and the fundamental nature of what's offered is called inner engineering. That is, we have engineered the world in so many ways. This has brought us enormous levels of comfort and convenience. Do you agree with me that we are the most comfortable generation, enjoying most incredible conveniences that no generation could ever dream of? Yes or no? What even royalty did not have 100 years ago, today ordinary citizens are enjoying it, isn't it? So, all this is going waste on humanity simply because their experience of life is not enhanced. Because your well-being will never come from outside. From outside you can create comfort, you can create convenience, but you cannot create well-being. Well-being can only happen from within you because human experience is created from within. Doesn't matter what is the nature of your experience, whatever it is, unpleasant or pleasant, both are being made from within you. But if you are in charge of yourself, would you create pleasantness for yourself or unpleasantness for yourself? Highest level of pleasant. If there was a choice between misery and blissfulness, what would you choose for yourself? Please, you must make a choice, I'm going to bless you right now. Misery or blissfulness? Yeah, at least for yourself, it's definitely highest level of pleasantness. What you want for your neighbor may be debatable, depending upon what they did today. But what you want for yourself is 100% clear, isn't it? Why such a simple thing is not happening? Simply because this cerebral activity in the process of evolution, it is new. It is a new happening, this big brain. When I say new, just a few million years, but in the evolutionary scale it is new. So we have an intelligence for which we don't have a stable enough platform. You don't need anybody to torture you, isn't it? You're on self-help. You don't need any outside help. You can sit in one place by yourself and make a hell out of it. Because your own intelligence is turned against you. You can call it by many exotic names. You can call it misery, you can call it depression, you can call it by variety of diagnosis. But essentially, your intelligence has turned against you. Once your intelligence turns against you, nobody, no power in the universe is going to save you. Because wherever we take you, you will be miserable. Some people are thinking one day they will go to heaven and they will be all right. I'm asking you, do you have any proof that you are not already in heaven and messing it up? Do you have any proof? No. Maybe you're already in heaven and making a mess out of it. Because if you have an out-of-control mind, no matter where you're taken, you will make a mess out of it, isn't it? Just imagine 100 years ago how people lived in this same place and how you're living. Is there any damn thing to complain about in comparison? No. Oh, but we are whining like crazy, huh? We are whining like nobody else on the planet. So the problem is not of the outside. Outside situations are there. Some situations will go the way we want, some will not go. That's how it is. Even if you're just two people in the family, does everything happen just the way you want it? No, that can never happen. Outside will never happen 100% the way you want it. We can manage it to some extent. But at least what happens within you must happen the way you want it. If you just observe, if everybody makes a little effort, everybody take a little time for this piece of life, okay? Not for your family, not for your career, not for something else. Just for this piece of life, give it little time because this is the most important piece of life in your life, isn't it? Even if you're in love with somebody, still this is the most important piece of life, isn't it? So pay some attention to this. How does it happen? Why have you taken it for granted? Believe me, you're not going to be here forever. I'll bless you with a long life, but you're going to fall dead one day. So,
do not take this for granted. If you wake up in the morning, tomorrow if you wake up in the morning, no, this is not my wish, but I want you to know, of all the people who go to bed tonight, over 1 million people will not wake up tomorrow morning. And tomorrow, if you and me wake up tomorrow morning, is it not a fantastic thing? 1 million people did not wake up. You woke up. Is it not a great thing? Just look at the ceiling and smile. You are still awake. You're still there. And for many, many millions of people, somebody who's dear to them did not wake up. So just check those 5, 6 people around you. They all woke up. Wow, it's a fantastic day. You woke up and everybody who matters to you around you woke up. Is it not fantastic day? You are living with an idea that you're immortal. When I say you're immortal, you're not actually thinking you're immortal, but you're not conscious of your mortality. If you're not conscious of your mortality, somewhere you think you're immortal, isn't it? How many moments in a day are you conscious that you're mortal? If you were conscious, would you have time to fight with somebody? Would you have time to do some rubbish with your life? If you knew, if you are conscious that you are mortal, you would do nothing other than what is absolutely needed for you and everybody around you. You don't think this is a negative thing. Death is not a negative thing. It's the only thing which has added value to your life. If you're here forever, you would be unbearable.
Yes.
If you just become conscious of this one thing, that always you're conscious that I'm mortal, you don't have to think, I will die today, we don't intend, we want to live as far as possible. Just you know, one day I will die. If you're just conscious of this one thing, you will naturally become spiritual. Every day, every moment if you remind yourself, this is a brief life, I'm mortal, one day I will end. Just do this for 2 days and see, you will become something truly fantastic within yourself, just this is all, that's all that's needed. If you want to know the value of life, just know that it's a brief happening.